Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's Matt Omega, back with another opinion piece. I have way too many opinions these days. It's probably because I sit around all day with my thoughts and nothing to do, but you feel me, whatever. So this one is going to be a little more open-ended than my usual videos, mainly because it's less of a statement and more of a question. I just want to present the facts and give everyone listening something to think about. Of course, it's a question of, are games starting to cost too much, or is gaming becoming too expensive a hobby? See, real short story time, I got a next generation console, the PlayStation 5, on release. Like, it was delivered the day after the official release, and since then a few different games have come out for it, with some of them costing $10 over what games used to cost in the last generation. Some offenders being MLB The Show 2021, which actually launched as a multi-platform game for the first time ever this year, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, the Demon's Souls remake, and Returnal. There are also newer games from third-party devs that haven't switched over to the new pricing yet, likely because those games are going to also be on last-gen consoles, like Resident Evil Fetish. I was interested in MLB and Ratchet & Clank, but the idea of paying $76 American for a video game makes me literally want to throw up, especially since I know in sports games specifically, I'm going to get nickel and dimed in whatever Ultimate Team mode that they have. And this isn't just trash for Americans. Over in Canada, the price for a new game jumped up to 90 Canadian dollars plus tax. Now, to be honest, the price of a new game prior to this had been unchanged for a while. Inflation does happen, and the minimum wage in America is going to be increased over the next few years, but this price hike doesn't seem consumer friendly, especially in consideration to the price of paying to play online on consoles to begin with, and the gaming industry's already microtransaction heavy practices. Add on top the $100 increased price for the new consoles, though they do have cheaper options, and now it feels like we have to ask the question. Of course, that isn't the only thing that's had me thinking gaming was starting to be a little on the expensive side. A few days ago, as of the time I'm writing this, the Mario Party game that released on Switch in October of 2018, 2.5 years ago, got online multiplayer. It was almost instantly an interesting prospect. After all, a Mario Party you don't need people next to you for? That's Dr. Anthony Fauci approved fun right there. So I typed the game's name into Google to buy it and am instantly hit with a reminder that Nintendo does not like discounting their older games, like at all. Now, I'm not expecting the game to be bargain basket by any means. It released at $60, you feel me, $10 depreciation for a year. Let's see if I can get it for $40 or something. But no, I could not get it for $40. I couldn't even find it for $50. A game that dropped 2.5 years ago was still completely full priced. Now, this is not news to any Nintendo fan. Nintendo was known for not ever slashing their prices on their older titles. The thing is, it resonated with me when I remembered the price hike on next-gen consoles. That's where I started to worry. If Nintendo ever decided to hike their prices to match Sony's, on top of never slashing their prices, since Sony and Microsoft do at least put their games on pretty decent sales, I honestly think Nintendo would price me out of being a fan of their games. I've never had an issue with waiting for a narrative-based game to drop down in price, but in the case of Nintendo, they almost never do. So, an increase in the cost of games, an increase in the cost of hardware, an increase in the cost of controllers, increases across the board, with nothing to show consumers for that increase as of yet. Now, I didn't really want to throw gaming companies under the bus. I'm lying. I definitely want to throw gaming companies under the bus, especially Nintendo, but you can't really present an argument without looking at both sides. So, I decided to do some math and see what inflation was really hitting for in regards to not just gaming, but the average person's living expenses. Games have been $60 for a while now, from what I can find online, but it was in 2005 that a price was officially standardized, according to this Washington Post article. So I cracked open an inflation calculator and checked the prices. What was $60 in 2005 is $81.40 in 2021. Well then, case closed. These gaming companies are actually undercharging us, right? Well, not exactly. See, in 2005, the median household income was $58,000. while the median in 2019, which I'm using because it was the last stable year before a global pandemic, was $68,000. For reference, the inflation rate between 2005 and 2019 is 31%. The difference between 2005's median income and 2019's median income is 17%, which isn't a straight upgrade by any means, but it seems like game companies realized this and adjusted accordingly, since the difference between $60 and $70 is actually 16.67%. Case closed again, right? Still no, because people still have living expenses like rent or mortgage, groceries, and other bills. So I decided to look into those as well. At this point, I'd like to remind you that this is a whole lot of math, and I had to sit here and do it over and over and check it. So leave a like if you hate math, because right now I really do. In the first month of 2005, the median price for a new home was $191,321, or $261,000 adjusted for inflation. In the first month of 2019, the median had jumped to $255,000. That's just inflation. The housing market jumped up 33%. Pretty similar to the inflation in the value of the US dollar. But don't forget, the median income only increased by 17%, meaning people are spending more on homes right now than they did before percentage-wise. The average food item increased in price by around 35% too, but once again, people are only making 17% more on average. The data isn't lying. The cost of living is disproportionately going up compared to how much people are making. To be honest, when I started this video, I didn't think I'd be here right now explaining a damn economic crisis, but you feel me, here we are. So I hope beyond just the gaming shit, you take everything else I'm saying here to your senator or something, because what the I just got secondhand woke while looking up some shit for gaming. But back to business. The end result is the cost of living has gone up over 30%. What we're making has gone up only 17%, and the entertainment industry, specifically games, are still looking to nickel and dime us for that 17% as we get hoed in every direction for basic human essentials like a roof and food. So I have my final conclusion. Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo hate poor people. This has been a Metal Mega video. Have a nice day.